Welcome, listeners, to the third episode of God Worshipping Society. This week marks a sacred occasion, for in this installment of the show, our work of art has, for the first and last time, attained a triadic form. Our first episode was an affirmation of this podcast's existence. Our second, a negation of the first. This episode does something truly spiritual in negating the negation. As such, we can now rest assured that this show is no longer a mere art of riffing, nor does it remain a religion of riffing, but rather has, at last, reached the condition of a science of riffing. Given that we are now crafting a truly wissenschaftliche Produktion, it is time to cease with the jokes, and riff instead with an attitude in equal parts sober and industrious. We must get down to work and make clear our purposes in this strenuous effort we have found ourselves undertaking. I return to the infamous list, first presented in this show's inaugural episode, and I note, as Professor Zizek did in our previous episode, that we still have yet to receive even a murmur from the allies I had called upon for our great cause. On reflection, I can say that this tepid, nay, this silent reaction from that group may be partially my own fault. Whilst I did clearly make known the need for a great congregation from that diverse cast of noble minds, stretching from the gifted Bonnie Blue to the auspicious Xi Jinping, and that noble warrior of ideas, Dave Rubin, I nonetheless neglected to make clear the precise purpose of this gathering. The answer lies, in fact, in a topic that was discussed, with some degree of brevity, in our previous episode, when we breached the notion of transforming the continent of Europe, which we Englishmen, under the demands of our boomer elders, have so regrettably departed from, into a veritable Holy Roman Union. For the three particular proposed allies of the show I have just mentioned, I can give some indications of why the formation of this almighty state may offer them sufficient inspiration to join us in our Holy Roman mission. For Miss Bonnie Blue, I can say, Madame, that under such an arrangement, in which our own nation would, no doubt, obtain membership status, the scope of your ongoing quests to visit all the learned schools of the world would be greatly assisted. The free movement of the citizens of the various member states would, no doubt, allow you to expand your grand pedagogical, and we must add borderline pederastic, tour, affording you opportunities not merely in Cambridge, Glasgow, East Anglia or Sussex, but to those ancient and illustrious institutions of Heidelberg, Padua, Paris, and Vienna. For Mr. Dave Rubin, you may be puzzled as to the relevance of this political transformation with regards to your own interests. But, Mr. Rubin, are you not a man of ideas? Does the unification of a great people under the dream of a great nation, just as is the case in your own home country, not inspire within you the most profound sentiments? We know of your love for Western civilization. Though an American citizen you may be, we know that the very essence of your character, contained, no doubt, within each sticky drop of your homunculaic substance, is that of the self-loathing homosexual. Mr. Rubin, we Europeans built entire empires, entire religions, entire cultures atop this foundation. Let us politically unify our wide-ranging repressed urges, from those of the Greek, tormented by his lust for smooth thighs, to those of the Italian, who weeps for his redemption at the Virgin Mary's visage above the altar, to those of the svelte Teuton, dual-wielding his sexual guilt alongside that which he holds for his grandfather's crimes, as he dances the cold Berlin nights away to an endless soundtrack of industrial techno. to those of the effete upper-class Englishman, longing for a return to the heady days of boarding school. I will say nothing of the French, for they have no shame. Finally, I turn to you, Mr. Jinping, paramount leader of the People's Republic of China. For you, I make my plea on a personal level. You and I are both, as I'm sure you are aware, extraordinary men, born to govern the CCP and to podcast, respectively. Do you recognize the name of this show? It is from a great man of your ilk, a certain Hong Zhuchuan, who, like myself, faced a torrent of rejections from civil service job applications, and drew forth from this experience, again, like myself, an idea that no mere bureaucrat could appreciate. The dream of founding a new nation through the annihilation of his fellow countrymen and the imposition of a rigid theocratic doctrine. This is a pro-CCP podcast with a solid grounding in Chinese history. Assist us, and your efforts will be richly rewarded with a further affirmation of your current mandate of heaven. Podcasters, influencers, adult film actresses, and statesmen of the world, unite! You have nothing to lose but your credibility. Bam.
Amazing. This is where we need the clapping.
Is that motivational?
The clapping sound effect for the end. In fact, we need raucous applause, like Saruman talking to the orcs.
Yeah, what we need to do is take like a clip of like a party congress in Beijing and where they're applauding and put that in. I think that would be a good
at the end
kind of set the tone a bit better.
Monologue. Then you can really feel like Mr. Jinping.
Yeah. Oh, how are you doing, Felix?
I'm very well. Yeah, it's been a chilly week over in Great Britain.
It's been fucking freezing.
It's been really cold.
It's been really cold.
Nice
been for some good walks though, because the sun. Oh yeah, I didn't get any snow. I didn't get any of that. It was I'm glad it's cold though, because when I go for a walk, the ground is frozen, so my shoes don't get muddy. So
yeah, that does help.
You know.
Do you like winter?
Optimistic. I feel like I like it when it's the summer, and I'm like, I'm too hot indoors.
Yeah, when will it be winter?
Yeah, and then it gets to winter, I'm like, oh my god, it's freezing. It's so dark.
I know what you mean.
Summer.
I know what you mean. Winter's definitely my favourite season. I think it's so pretty, and I don't know, the cold makes me feel grateful for what I've got. When
it gives me a lot of nostalgia.
Cold, yeah, I know what you mean. Especially when you were younger and it's like Christmas time, and we both have birthdays towards the end of the year as well. So it's like getting excited for your birthday and Christmas coming around and the new year.
I get an urge to play games when it's this time of the year, and I think that's probably because of the birthday Christmas thing. Like I associate it with getting an Xbox 360 and getting Star Ocean: The Last Hope. Because my mother didn't realize what that game is and how gay it is, and then and now I'm playing JRPGs
as well. So,
well, yeah, they're both Square Enix, so it's the same thing. But I think Star Ocean is even more gay, probably.
I played Dragon Quest when I was a kid, which is probably one of the least gay JRPGs.
Yeah, that is like Final Fantasy, but a bit more like medieval European.
Yeah, it's got that sort of Japan trying to be Europe vibe to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, so shall we see what's been going on in the news this week?
Yeah, do you want to start us off?
Sure. Well, where should we start? Well, I'd like to start with Noam Chomsky.
Okay, tell me about Noam.
Well, for anyone who doesn't know, Noam Chomsky was regarded amongst people on the left of the political spectrum as kind of like one of the preeminent intellectuals. He was a linguist, He famously wrote a book called Syntactical Structures that probably isn't worth reading. And then he kind of became famous as a political activist, always criticizing American foreign policy. I mean, anyone who's American who's listening to this, no doubt, probably has a pretty good idea of who Noam Chomsky is. Professor at MIT for most of his career. Yeah, and always criticizing the man, always going after the US government. And now it's turned out he was like really good friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
Of course.
Which is hilarious.
Even... Go on.
He even wrote, they found like an email that he had written, and it was just addressed to whom it may concern. So no one's sure who it was meant for, but it was basically a letter of recommendation. And based on the academic position he signs off with, which is like Professor Emeritus at some particular American college, it must have been written at the earliest in 2017, so well after Epstein was convicted of his crimes, and it's a really nice email. He's saying, Jeff is a great guy, very useful person to talk to. He knows a lot about finance. He can put you on the phone with all kinds of like politicians and stuff because he knows everyone. And then there's a great bit where he says that Jeffrey Epstein also tried to assist my wife in getting me into jazz music. Which is a funny idea. Thank God
it was jazz music. I was wondering where that was going. Getting me into a child.
Into Lolicon.
yeah. Into this sort of Japanese hentai thing that's going around.
This interesting erotic art that's coming from the East.
It's very tasteful eroji.
Yeah. I mean, he said that Epstein was a highly valued friend, which is pretty, I don't know. I don't need to even comment on that. It's just funny. It's so funny.
All of this stuff is blurring the like muddying the waters a lot, because you can't imagine every single person who knew Jeffrey Epstein was a turbo nonce.
No, but it does seem that every single person ever has known him.
Anyone who associated with him after the arrest, get a grip.
I feel like the next step. The next step is when we discover that Jeffrey Epstein was a time traveler, and he starts cropping up in all these like historical photographs
with Hitler,
and then with like every single Julius Caesar. It's like a statue of him in like Caesar's palace or something.
He's on the cross next to Jesus. He's one of the.
He's the guy next to him.
They released Epstein instead of Jesus.
That's how it happened, because he had connections. He knew Pilate.
Yeah, Barabbas is actually the Judean name for Jeffrey Epstein, interestingly.
He was on the cross and he called out, Pilate, I can put you in touch with Augustus. I've got his number on speed dial.
I know the treasurer. I'm a great banker. Look at all these Jews around me.
And then Caesar had to say, like, I wasn't good friends with Epstein, okay? I only kind of knew him, and I didn't like him.
I knew him after the arrest, but he could put me in touch.
It's a hoax being done by the Optimates party. They're lying. They're always doing this. And they were friends with him as well, and they were at all his parties. So, yeah. That's the Chomsky news.
That's the Chomsky news.
Yeah.
Excellent. We've got to rag on Epstein every week, because now the files are coming out. We're going to have so much material.
Well, that's the other big thing, is that Trump's now announced that they're gonna release them.
Yeah.
I didn't read if... Is there anything about whether they're going to be redacted or not? Because I bet they'll be completely redacted, and it will just be like...
It's just nothing. It's literally
it just won't answer any questions, and it will just be like, back to the start.
I don't know. That would look way more suspicious. Obviously.
Yeah.
If you've got nothing to hide, flash what you got.
What we need to find out is who called a hit on him. Who was responsible for that? Well, on Epstein.
Oh, what? For when he killed himself?
Yeah, for when he whacked himself, yeah.
For when he self-whacked.
Yeah.
To be fair, I mean, he must have been good at it. He was whacking for years in front of minors.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, I just wonder, like, is it Clinton or Trump? Like, who did it? It's one of those two,
probably a cabal, right? I mean, look how many people are on this damn list. I'm surprised people I know aren't on the list. Everyone fucking's on this list.
Yeah.
Not incriminating myself. More just because there's so many people on it.
I bet at some point I'm going to find out that my former podcast co-host is probably on the list.
I thought you were going to say my current co-host is on the list.
No, you're a populist.
Look, he's a great
like me.
financier. Yeah, it's just to help with my
He's an invaluable friend. Yeah. The other thing I saw in the news was this Iqbal Muhammad guy from your party, which is Mr. Corbyn's new party, who he's quit the party. He said he was slandered. I think the slander was... Well, here's the thing. He joined Jeremy Corbyn's new socialist party, but there's a slight problem with the guy. Well, there's two slight problems. One is he's like very much anti-trans, apparently. Which doesn't really match up with, I imagine, Corbyn's kind of ideology. And the other thing is that he's a landlord.
Oh, God. So, a kulak.
Yeah, so I wonder why he joined the party. I guess it's kind of a single-issue party built around Gaza and stuff. But I mean...
Pretty much, yeah.
Single-issue parties never work.
The woman who founded it with Jezza?
She's still there, but she is not getting on with him.
No, she's been
having
complaining.
A big falling out.
She said there's like a big boys club, and everyone was like, "You're a woman," and all this shit.
Yeah. Well, also, I think when they founded the party itself didn't have its own bank account. So when they were getting donations, they were getting the donations sent into a company that she was the director of.
Yeah.
And they got like, I don't know how much it was. I think it was like, I could be completely wrong. I might have misremembered this, but I think it was about 850K or something. And I think she just hasn't really given it to anyone. She's just kind of held on to it.
She was also then asking for more. I don't remember exactly what it was, but there was something to do with the donations. I think she may have been asking for them, and Jeremy Corbyn didn't want to ask for them, or something like that.
Right.
And they got into a big thing about that as well.
What you really need, if you're a proper socialist, this is how you do it. You make friends with a young German factory owner who owns factories in Manchester, who hates his family, and you get him to bankroll you. That's the way you do it. And then the other thing you do is you go around with him and you join various, fledgling communist parties, and then you completely alienate everyone within the party with your like incredibly abstruse theories. And then when they get aggy about it, your friend, your manufacturing friend, who had once served in the Prussian army, just kind of starts fistfights with them, and then you kind of piss everyone off, and then write a book that doesn't get published, and then you die, and then the only person who can read your handwriting is that guy, and so he ends up publishing it for you.
Now, I don't know about you, but I could not have foreseen that your party would go this way. I can't imagine that such a ridiculous idea would end up going this way. I mean, they all hate each other. This is the problem with a lot of left-wing politics. Is the line is just keeps being redrawn, and they all hate each other. There's always some issue they all disagree with, and that issue is like, that's it.
Yeah.
Everyone's dying. Everyone wants to die on their own hill, and they've all got tiny little hills.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a long-running tradition amongst the political left. Like, if you look at 19th century socialist movements, you see that so much. Like, if you actually read, most of Marx's writings aren't really criticizing, like, pro-capitalist intellectuals. It's actually just criticizing other socialists for not understanding economics. It's really weird. But that's, like, his main thing, basically, was just kind of infighting with people.
Yeah.
So they're holding up a long tradition of, I guess you could call it dialectics.
Yeah. So we're in big support. We're endorsing your party. What a name!
Love the dialectic. I know they got to change it. It sucks
so bad.
It's so confusing. It's so confusing. If anyone says like, "Oh, how do you feel about your party?" It's like I haven't got one planned.
Yeah. Well, my birthday is coming up, but I haven't thought about it,
Oh, I'm too old for those things now.
The birthday party.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
I basically just use them as an excuse to bake cakes, effectively.
That's a good way of doing it. Yeah,
I don't often get to bake, and it's a bit of a carry on, but you end up with a cake at the end. So I like baking, but don't do it too often.
Would you like to run through some headlines?
Yeah. So I mean, there's the US head of NATO mentioned in Berlin that a German officer should take over as the head of NATO. So that's pretty interesting. Wonder how that's going to go down.
Preach.
The Germans were apparently really surprised when he said this.
Really?
Yeah, they were like taken aback. They were like, "What?" I mean, obviously they're probably scared that the US. Well, obviously the US are like quiet quitting from NATO at this point.
Yeah,
they're just like taking a step back from Europe, which is kind of the entire point of NATO, really. But
the German officers are probably also scared about what they're about to do when they get that responsibility.
Yeah. They know that absolute power corrupts absolutely. Especially when it's in charge of the European army, effectively.
Even they are like to the Americans, like, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
Yeah, that wasn't the whole point of NATO to kind of stop this sort of thing happening.
We really can't help ourselves. It's like,
listen,
please.
You give me this power, and Poland is going down.
It's like Mike Tyson in the 90s when he was like going into the ring for a boxing fight. He'd be like crying on the way in because he like knew what he was going to do to the other guy.
It's like, please don't give me this power. But if you do, maybe it'll be a good
Imagine
thing,
that.
Maybe the Germans
Imagine being a
get
boxer. Imagine being a boxer and you like you're about to fight a guy and you just see him crying as he's walking into the ring. And you'd know like this guy is a fucking psycho.
You'd probably initially be like, "Yo, this guy's a massive pussy," and then your manager's like, "No, you got it wrong, chief."
Well, and then you realise it's Mike Tyson, and you're like, "Oh no, he's just insane."
What happened with that boxing match between him and was it Logan Paul? Didn't Logan Paul hit him a bunch and it was a draw because Mike Tyson's like Jake. 70?
I think it was Jake Paul.
I don't know the difference, to be honest. Yeah, I think Paul's the boxer and Logan's the wrestler.
Yeah. Jake, it was, well, like all these kind of fake boxing matches, it's like no one's ever going to get a knockout and it's always left up to the judges. And then I think they made it a draw and it was like very underwhelming and everyone was like, "You are dragging down this sport, this noble sport," which it's like, I get what you mean, but like this is a sport that was created in pubs in the 19th century, basically. And
people have been hitting
something to gamble on
since the beginning of time. So
yeah, but I guess like modern boxing is like Queensberry rules. You know, that's an interesting historical fact. The Marquess of Queensberry, who came up with the rules, like the first modern rules for boxing, was the father of Oscar Wilde's twink boyfriend.
Wow. Small world.
And his boyfriend, after Oscar Wilde had died, went on to become a Nazi sympathizer who edited an anti-Semitic newspaper.
Wow.
That's a fun fact. Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting stuff.
Yeah, a bit of British history for you there.
That's exactly what we should be promoting on this podcast. We're worshipping our society.
Yeah.
Shall we then go to this song, The Small Boats?
Oh yeah,
if we're worshipping British society.
Yeah, Mrs. Kent. So where did I put it? Oh, here we go. Let me open this up. So there is a lady in Kent. I mean, there's a lot of ladies in Kent. Like this,
but there's one specific lady.
There's one in particular who, she is a singer. She's called herself Mrs. Kent. She performs basically music that's protesting against Sir Keir Starmer's government.
Yeah.
The songs are about, I think one of them is called Invasion, and she's singing about how there's an invasion going on.
Yeah, that's the one you sent to me, I think. And there's another one called, I don't know, No War or some shit like that.
No War. I Will Not Comply is a good one. That one's got more of it's got a bit of a Karen energy to it, but it's also kind of what's the word? Sovereign citizen kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of that it's like a British kind of version of that. She's very talented. One thing that confuses me is that most of her songs are reggae songs.
I noticed this. I noticed that on Invasion, which is like very obviously anti small boats, control the borders. There's like a Chinese sound, like Chinese melody going on in the background,
and it's a reggae beat.
Yeah, it's Sino reggae song.
It's
with
just
the lyrics
confusing.
About that. Yeah, it's just not great music to start with. I think
I'm not trying to say that she's a hypocrite, but it is just confusing.
That was one of the main things I noticed. Obviously, besides the like really on the nose, awful lyrics, it's like it doesn't even if you're why don't you do like a traditional English folk song or something like that? If you're gonna riff on this,
Yeah, the best thing about that YouTube video though was a comment that I found.
Oh yeah, we've got to look at some of the comments.
Well, this is the best one. So this guy commented, "As an Iranian British, I will have Union Jack in front of my house, no matter who dislikes it." And then Nationalist 9904 replied to that comment, "Can't you have it in front of your house in Iran?"
It's just so funny. Honest,
this is always happening to Iranians, I swear. It's like that Jubilee video, whatever it is, where the British journalist Mehdi Hassan who's now in America. He like argued with a bunch of American nationalists, and one of them was like an Iranian guy who had just moved to the US, and he like started saying, he started trying to argue with him, and then Mehdi Hassan said something like, "How do you feel about the fact that all the other people in this room want you to leave this country?" And he just looked pretty I don't know, upset. I guess he was disappointed because he thought like he kind of misunderstood what this whole nationalist movement was. He thought maybe it was more of a kind of anti-Iran thing. Maybe he just has a grudge with the Iranian government, understandably. But it turns out it's more about Catholic white nationalism in America.
Yeah. It really doesn't do this video any favors when you have a comment like that. It's like the guy's name as well. I see Tommy Robinson reposted her explosive anti-war anthem.
Mm-hmm. She performed at his rally in September, I believe.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, and she was really out of key in that performance. No offense to her, but I'm sure she was just nervous. Yeah. But the best thing about this is the news that's come out recently about her, which is how I found out about her. This is from Kent Online.
Wow.
A WhatsApp group set up by a prominent right-wing activist from Kent included messages calling for mass Islam genocide and the stockpiling of weapons.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's the funny thing is it's all voice notes. So, so when you read it, it just sounds funny. Don't want to sound like a paranoid dude over here, but seriously, anyone know where to get guns from?
Oh my god! Yeah, just go to Norfolk, take a little trip.
Yeah,
everyone and their
another contributor.
Everyone and their mums is packing round here.
Another contributor mentions they had brought a Cobra 5-shot repeater crossbow. They said, "I know it's a bit like bringing a knife to a gunfight, but it's better than nothing, and it will take a few people out before they take you out."
Holy shit, that is actually insane.
It's not really like bringing a knife to a gunfight. It's more like bringing a 5-shot repeater crossbow to a gunfight, which, based on my experience of playing Modern Warfare, like, not necessarily a terrible weapon.
No, a one-shot kill if you hit it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. They'll get some ballistic knives and shit. I mean, they've got repeating crossbows and they've got Chinese melodies on the back of their music. It's just perfect. It's just deteriorating to ancient China. Chuko Nu repeating crossbows and amazing stuff. The reverence of China is superb.
Well, that is the spirit of our times, I'll say that.
Truly, the zeitgeist.
But after these messages appeared in her group chat, she replied. She said, "Obviously, guys, I'm going to have to clear this chat. Fucking hell. But yeah, mate, it's fucking bad. I don't know. It's not funny. Like, it's not at all." That's her talking about the British government.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, so these guys are ready to go to war.
Yeah,
so
well, and
it's a
we
very
saw
American
approach
to nationalism.
Yeah, arming yourself. Obviously, it's kind of a bit late for that over here.
Yeah. Well, we don't have the right to bear arms anymore, but obviously the crossbow thing is a good work.
Apparently, we have the right to bear crossbows, so
yeah.
If I can get a concealed carry license for bring back the yeomanry. That's what. If
you're a true English patriot, you go to your church every Sunday and then you practice with a longbow afterwards.
Yeah, this is what we need. We need to bring back yeomanry to prepare for the Germans taking over NATO. To be fair, the Swiss do that. I'm pretty sure, that it's not necessarily conscription, but everyone has to train marksmanship. If you're a Swiss citizen, you have to. I think you might not have to own a firearm, but you have to know how to use one. Not that they've ever fucking needed to.
That's the thing. They don't mind doing that because they know it's just meaningless anyway, and it's not like they're actually going to get called up to fight in a war because their country is just run by cowards. I guess I can't explain why else they avoid war.
They sit in a mountain hoarding gold.
Yeah, like dwarves or something.
Yeah, they are. I mean, there's that thing. They sold out Jews to the Nazis to then claim back their life insurance.
So it really all that gold that the Nazis gave them.
Yeah, and then whenever they found Jews with really good life insurance policies, they'd deport them to Nazi Germany and then cash in the life insurance. So that's nice.
That is.
So when anyone says the Swiss were neutral, you can just think about
and
that.
It also shows that it shows that those tropes, those anti-Semitic tropes about Jews, actually kind of apply better to Swiss people.
Yeah. It's just tropes about dwarves that have been mischaracterized onto the Jews.
Mm-hmm. That's a very Nordic way to explain it.
I was talking to Votan the other day.
You're basically saying that social stereotypes are a misunderstanding of reality, and the reality is that there are dwarves and dragons and stuff, and all these, and the cause of racism is that we're not acknowledging the existence of mythical kind of cryptids and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I think that is.
And so we're projecting them onto our fellow man.
Yeah, when we should be we should be getting crossbows to fight the dwarves that are hiding under the mountain, the Alps.
This is our party.
It's not your party, it's our party. And we've got Odin on the flag.
Anti-cryptid alliance.
Yeah. People think we're like the monster raving loonies, but hey, we're ready for those fuckers.
Yeah, with our crossbows.
And Donnie and Vlad have been working out a peace deal for Putin. They've had people working behind the scenes in secret to devise a peace deal for Ukraine, which, from what I remember, involves so Ukraine would have to cede all the territory in the east. They'd have to be restricted on their army size, and they couldn't join NATO. I think those are kind of the main points. So I doubt. Yeah, it's not really
kind
very
of a victory
good
for Russia.
Absolutely, but in my view, even if it is, it's basically a Pyrrhic victory for Russia if the Ukrainians do take it. It was meant to be a 2-day special operation to take the whole country, and they've not really taken a lot of Ukraine. If you look at maps, they have really not done a lot, and Ukraine have pushed back a huge amount.
As soon as it started in 2022, my immediate thought was. It just made me think about Austria-Hungary and Serbia in World War One, and everyone thought that Austria-Hungary was just kind of gonna steamroll them, and then they got really bogged down instead. And I guess that was the point historically where everyone realized that Serbians are insane, and you don't want to
you just want to fight around that.
Yeah,
I mean this is probably the worst gamble I think Putin could ever have taken is going into Ukraine. Either, I mean, if he'd have won, great. Russia's destroyed some tiny nation, basically.
Yeah.
But now we've seen that it's been going on for 3 years, almost 4 years. Mm-hmm. It's just pathetic.
That's a long time.
Yeah, it's just embarrassing.
The
Russian army, everyone was kind of scared of them. People were like, they've got all these new weapons. They've got millions of people, and now they've actually been deployed into a modern war, and it's just not gone well.
Yeah, didn't Farage publicly voice disagreement with this peace deal?
I hope so. I hope fucking everyone voices disagreement.
I think he did.
Without,
I think
without the US, it's kind of...
Yeah.
You know, I don't... We've been giving all our weapons to Ukrainians, and now we've got no weapons. And...
Yeah. Well, I guess what the strategy is they're gonna do this peace deal, and then the East goes to Russia or whatever. But it's meaningless because Ukraine's just going to get invaded by Germans in about 2 years anyway. The way things are going, so it's all kind of meaningless anyway. It's like,
if we get UN peacekeepers in there, it'll basically be the invasion very soon.
Yeah, peacekeepers.
Yeah, peacekeepers. They'll start moving in, do some kibbutz-esque. Setting up some little camps full of Germans that start spreading through the Ukrainians. We're just going to take this farm.
We have a right to defend ourselves.
Yeah, stay away. They build a wall. So yeah, shout out to Vladimir Putin.
And then there was another news thing I saw, which was this Guardian article about wild births. Do you see that?
No, I didn't. Tell me about wild births.
Well, here's the headline. I normally just read the headline and ignore the article. That's kind of my approach to the news. So, influencers made millions pushing wild births. Now the Free Birth Society, I think they stole that kind of name from somewhere, is linked to baby deaths around the world.
No, I can't believe it.
That's fucking crazy, though.
So, a wild birth, is that how just...
No midwife, no doctor, nothing.
At home. It doesn't necessarily need to be, like, in a field.
I think you can do it at home, but I think the ideal is to do it in a forest somewhere.
Yeah, surrounded by, priests.
Elves.
No, yeah. And that you need the elves because the dwarves will come and take your child.
Yeah, and sell them for gold.
Sell them to dragons for gold, and the dragons will raise them as serfs. The Nibelungen are coming for your babies.
This is all happening in like Finland, and we're just turning a blind eye.
Like the very north of Finland, like Upper Karelia. There's fucking dwarves ravaging the hospitals, and people are like, we have to go into the forest where the elves can protect us from the Nibelung.
But we need to go to Belgium and gather all the gnomes, and then launch a large gnomic invasion of the Nordic countries, I guess, to massacre the dwarves. What
would a gnomish army be like? I don't know what unique thing the gnomes would have.
Very cute.
They're just cute. I fucking hate gnomes.
I hate them as well. There's something really creepy and ugly about the little gnomes.
I think in like Warcraft, they're very technologically like the gnomes have all the mechanical things, so maybe they'd all be like steampunk gnomes.
Is that maybe the developers doing DMT and like seeing because isn't that the thing you get?
They all see the gnomes. Yeah,
they're like high tech gnomes.
Yeah, there's that one Reddit post where the guy's like, guys, are the gnomes racist? Because I did DMT and they all kept calling me the N-word. On like r/psychedelics.
They probably just really hate that guy. I mean,
yeah, it's probably not racist. This guy's just a dick. They're like, oh my god, you're on Reddit?
But the great thing about this wild birth thing is that the main way that the Free Birth Society pushed their views was through podcasts. So I think it really shows the kind of preeminence and the amount of potential influence we could have over people. If they can convince these people to risk their own lives and the lives of their children so readily, imagine what we could influence people to do.
Yeah, who knows?
We have a lot of power, and with that comes a lot of responsibility. Fortunately,
pogroms against dwarves.
Yeah, pogroms against dwarves. Yeah.
I mean, this wild birth shit is just peddling more anti-science bullshit. Don't go to the hospital because it's full of germs. Yeah, as opposed to a field. What do you think is going to be safer for your child and wife?
I think also looking into it, a lot of it is because it's mostly an American thing.
Absolutely.
And a lot of the women who get into this stuff are women who've already given birth in a hospital. And from what I've read, like the childbirth in an American hospital is potentially a very unpleasant and traumatizing experience.
And
expensive. It's the way that they're... Yeah.
Undoubtedly expensive.
A lot of the doctors will, like, go straight to doing a C-section with barely any kind of, justification for it.
Just to get you through the doors.
Yeah, another issue is, like, they will jump to a solution when they even have a slight hint of a problem without actually confirming that problem's there, because they're scared of litigation, which is very American.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of it's really a movement of preying on people who are already, like, traumatized by American healthcare.
That's just what anti-science is, effectively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you see all these articles like there are no dwarves or there are no gnomes. It's anti-science rhetoric that's dangerous. People are now going out into the wild and they're having their babies taken by dwarves.
By dwarves and sold for gold.
And sold
that can be hoarded in the mountains.
To dragons. The dragons have hordes of gold.
I like how the dwarves, like, in all these kind of stories, don't have, like, a pre-Adam Smith understanding of economics. They're all, like, mercantilists.
Yeah.
Well, they think that wealth is just, like, the amount of gold that you're hoarding, rather than, like, production or income or anything like that. They think it's just, like... So, like, they hoard all this gold, but, like, because they're hoarding it, like, is basically pointless.
It's just pointless,
It's just they're never going to exchange it for anything. So it's a very kind of 17th century approach to economics, which is interesting. It's probably why they haven't really industrialized and they've kind of had to stay in the mountains, and that's why people don't really know that they exist.
And just trade with dragons rather than actually learning about, I don't know, any kind of economics.
As a West Saxon, I don't like to call them dragons. I like to call them worms. I like to get real kind of enough. 8th century with it. That's great worms.
I wonder if what will happen when the dwarves meet the Chinese dragons. I wonder how the Chinese dragons would react to dwarvish trade. Because Chinese dragons don't hoard gold. Obviously, they're more like spiritual dragons, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, the only thing I really know about them is that they're very slinky, which I like. Yeah. They're kind of like ferrets.
Yeah. Are they worms technically?
The Chinese dragons? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Wyverns have the 2 legs and then the bird-like wings.
Right, yeah.
Right, worms are just like snakes that fly. They have 4 legs, but no wings, but they just magically fly.
Well, the Chinese dragons have loads of legs, because of the men underneath the costume.
Yeah.
So they're more like
the real dragons I'm talking about.
Oh.
This is getting a bit...
That's just what they look like.
This is getting a bit Joe Rogan now. No, I'm talking about the real dragons here, Joe.
Oh.
So, should we move on to some science news?
Oh, I thought we already had.
Have we? No. Oh, yeah, I guess that kind of is. Okay.
We are talking about facts.
Yeah, we're talking about pure facts.
Well, go on then.
So... the Make America Healthy Again summit was last week, which was RFK's big healthcare thing, where he's trying to push completely real science. He had a worm in his brain.
He
did. He had a worm in his brain, which is why he's been telling people to have wild births. Because if the worm in his brain is telling him to get more children to be traded. No scientists were allowed to speak at the event. But there was a food activist who calls herself Food Babe there. So that's good. So it's
another indication of the kind of sleazy approach to the Trump administration.
Food Babe. She's probably just a mukbang YouTuber.
Is it just like a Korean woman who does mukbangs?
What the fuck is a food activist?
Yeah, I don't know. Someone who's anti-fast food or something?
Yeah, maybe. Is that like is a vegan a food activist? It's not really an animal rights activist. It's just, I don't know.
I mean, at the end of the day, guys,
it's bad for them.
at the end of the day, we have Ozempic now, so you can just eat whatever garbage you want. Who gives a fuck?
And you just won't eat a lot of it. So
yeah, we cured it.
We cured fatness. Yeah, and apparently they're rolling back. So they want everyone to eat saturated fats again, which are the really bad fats, which block your arteries. So I don't really know why they want to do that, but yeah. Saturated fats are like solid fats, like butter. The molecular chain doesn't have any. It's all single bonds, so it has a much higher melting point. So
it's high cholesterol.
Fats, it's I guess it's not even about the cholesterol level. It's more just the melting point. Because something with a high melting point inside your body will just turn into a solid block, which is why it blocks your arteries. Whereas unsaturated fats have kinks in the chains, which mean they melt at lower temperatures. So oils are your unsaturated fats, and those are good for you. You need unsaturated fats. But RFK, he's like anti-fast food, right? So I'm not sure why they're backpedaling on the saturated fat thing.
I don't know. I guess if it's like more, I guess they're going for like more organic ones. Like
eat loads of butter. Yeah. Just suck that shit straight out the cow. Get that churned up. I do like
butter.
Oh, I like butter as well. Well, butter's nice. But I wouldn't have it on everything.
It's the most like white person podcast. We're just talking about how much we love butter.
I like butter. Yeah, especially like unsalted, just pure unsalted butter. I find salted butter.
I don't want it to be too spicy.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I'll fry some mayonnaise in butter. And there's also a cure for autism
French cuisine
coming up. Yeah.
Oh, they're just dropping a new cure for autism.
Trump's dropped that cure for autism. It turns out it's actually just vitamin B9. I was doing some reading about it. It's not really a cure. Everyone's touting it as a cure for autism. It's like a very specific. It's a cure or a treatment for a really specific brain deficiency in vitamin B9 that causes like really awful problems, but it also has social side effects that are a bit like autism.
Right.
And so they're now
I'm not going to let these scumbags take my superpowers away from me.
No, don't worry. I don't think this is going to work. I'm going to be honest. They've done it's like a single trial which had less than 100 people in it, and they showed that some of the kids were a bit less retarded than other ones after taking some vitamin B9. So the FDA or whoever it is has completely bypassed any kind of drug safety standards, and they're just like, yeah, just give it to the autistic kids. Probably because it's like vitamin B9. Just
I guess it won't hurt.
Yeah, unless you, I've got a note here that says unless you inject it into your spine, in which case it is almost instantly fatal. So don't do that. This is, I can't imagine that there are many things that won't be fatal if you inject them into your spine. So add that one to the list, chums.
If you've got an autistic person who's committed a heinous crime and is on death row, I think that might be the best way to send them off, because then when they go to the afterlife, their spirit is just flooding with vitamin B9, and so they'll be able to. Yeah, they'll go to heaven neurotypical, and then they'll be able to comprehend why what they did was socially unacceptable, and they'll be able to atone.
And they can maybe talk about something other than trains.
Yeah, or Sonichu.
Yeah. In fact, there we go.
The elaborate world of comic book lore that they've constructed
in their head canon. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's science news this week. It's just been a slow week for science.
I saw a headline that I also didn't read called "Owning a cat could double your risk of schizophrenia."
I also didn't read that because even if it's true, I choose not to believe it.
No. That does
just sound
what
like
the dog lobby wants you to believe.
It's this big dog wants you to get a dog instead. Don't get a cat. You're the big dog. Say cats make you skits, and actually, what? If they do make you skits, I'll go skits. I want a cat.
Yeah, at least you'll have tons of cats probably that are going to be your friends.
Yeah, I did wonder why my cat was talking to me the other day, but
did we talk about this on the last one? Children's AI toy gave advice on sex and where to find knives.
No, I don't think we did.
You sent that one in.
Yeah, I did. Shit, you're right. Yeah, don't put unrestricted internet access in children's toys. I didn't think this is a particularly hard thing to grasp, but apparently it is.
I mean, I don't understand how it even works. Oh, it's AI, so you just say something and it talks to you?
Yeah, so you're like, hey, Mr. Huggy Bear, what is sex? And it'll tell you.
Why is this the first, like, fully functioning LLM-powered Android that I've heard of? You know, it's just for kids.
It's just a kid's toy. I don't understand. That's such a bad idea. Like, I genuinely can't think of a worse idea from a children's toy than forcing it into a parasocial relationship with an AI. Because it does not understand.
Yeah, and there's so much about, like, people going crazy talking to AI, because it kind of just affirms whatever you say.
Yeah, people having relationships. And there are people on Reddit who, like, you can enter, like, a block of, like, generate a text that will give you a very specific e-girlfriend. And there's all sorts of people who make up these, like, recipes to change ChatGPT into, like, your perfect girlfriend or whatever. Yeah.
Have you seen the pictures they post of them and they like, obviously AI generated pictures of them with their AI boyfriend or girlfriend?
No, I've not seen this, no. I assume Elon Musk was the first one to do this.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. It's funny how that some of them are selective with their races. I noticed a lot of these women have chosen Asian boyfriends for themselves. Yeah, which is curious. I wonder what that's about. One of them was like a samurai. I think like they must have been using a pretty shitty LLM, because it was like she was like, show me with a Japanese guy, and it just generates a samurai.
Really racist depiction of a Japanese person. That's definitely the Twitter one.
Yeah,
I mean, Grok turned into Mecha Hitler within like a day of unfiltered Twitter content.
Yeah. In fact, talking about Japanese people, that brings us to Apple Feathers aphorisms for this week.
Let's go.
So, what did I have? The real reason the Japanese lost in World War II is that they neglected to attach bayonets to their artillery pieces. They just didn't have enough bayonets.
They didn't have enough bayonets. I mean, their tanks had machine guns at the back, but the tanks didn't have bayonets on them.
And before anyone starts disagreeing with me on that, know that this is a peer-reviewed podcast. So you can't say shit. Yeah, I mean, one peer.
Look at it this way. The Americans had bulldozers on their Sherman tanks. The Japanese didn't.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Easy.
And they should have had bayonets.
Yeah, just cover your tank in fucking knives, man. That would scare the shit out of me.
They only went so far as to put bayonets on their rifles and their light machine guns. Well, they didn't go far enough. You need to put bayonets on the heavy machine guns.
You need bayonets on the planes.
Get rid of the turret on the tank. Just stick a massive bayonet on there.
Just put a katana mounted to the top. No turret, it's just a swivels sword. Around. See, the thing is, the Japanese have realised that was a problem, which is why they love mecha so much. Because that is just what a mecha is. It's just a tank with a sword.
I mean, the whole idea of, like, we're gonna demilitarize Japan by forbidding them from having an army, and instead they can only have a defense force, and they don't have weapons, they're just trained in, like, hand-to-hand combat. It's like, well, they got pretty far in World War II off of mostly just hand-to-hand combat. So,
in fact, they were not really widely renowned. It's like some of the scariest hand-to-hand fighters. Just they're so brainwashed, basically.
Yeah, well, the problem was that was pretty much all they were good at, and once you kind of realize that, it becomes quite easy to kind of stop them before they get to you.
When you're fighting like a Chinese peasant army that's stuck in the 19th century, it's pretty easy to win. And even then, they still didn't even take all of China.
But when you're getting like flushed out by some kind of like ultra mechanized American like pest control that have like flamethrowers,
flamethrower tanks, not much you can do after that.
What else? That's pretty much all I got actually. All this AI stuff must be making things real tough for the schizophrenic community.
That's a good one. That's really
There's
good.
two things there that are funny, if you allow me to break down my literary work. Yeah. So there's the joke about AI making things tough for schizophrenic people, but then there's also the fact that I've referred to them as a community, and that's that's the deeper layer of the joke. Yeah,
that's super duper.
Yeah, so there you go, guys. There's your aphorism for the week.
Have a think on those. Maybe you can leave a comment if you've got any thoughts on these.
We've called this Discord channel one-liners, but I want to be clear, these aren't jokes, these are aphorisms.
These are thoughts.
I'm like Confucius, I just say things that have a kernel of wisdom within them. Yeah. And that kind of,
And it will take thousands of years for these to be truly unraveled.
Yeah. And they'll never figure out.
Buy it. No, well, it's not the point, is it?
And millions will die over these quotes.
Yeah. What did he mean by that? What did he mean by schizophrenic community? Which will obviously be expanding because people like cats.
100%. 100%. This is actually the cat's ultimate victory of history, I guess, is when everyone's kind of lost their minds. And then,
It wouldn't surprise me because I guess if you are schizophrenic with a cat, the cat's probably going to be telling you to feed it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The cat wins. The only time the cat loses is when you say no.
Yeah. Which you wouldn't. They're just going to turn us against the dogs, and then we're going to have some kind of doggercourse that, you know...
A pogrom.
Will be...
A dogrom.
A dogrom. Oh, that's the best one.
Excellent. Yeah, it's going to be horrible. There's going to be a sort of species war.
Yeah.
And we'll be like the combatants fighting in charge, and there's just cats and anthropomorphic cats and dogs. This is getting weird now. This is very shit.
Yeah,
I'll stop that.
This is dangerous territory. Your psyche is straying into. Yeah. I'll tell you what. I did see something good on Reddit, and I would like to make this part of the podcast, actually, is where I just screenshot things on Reddit that have annoyed me, and then I find funny. But I saw something on r/United Kingdom, probably the worst subreddit, by the way.
That's got to be pretty bad, yeah.
Yeah, and it was a news headline. The headline was, Sultana, that's the lady in your party, Sultana accused by Corbyn allies of encouraging ultra-leftists to disrupt your party conference. But then the top comment, this is magical. The top comment said, ultra-leftists? So are ultra-leftists even further to the left than the far right are to the right? This is the best bit. This is like Agumon's final form in Digimon.
Wow! That's so fucking relatable, dude. Everyone knows about Agumon's final form.
Digimon was weird because it's like no one fucking watched Digimon, really. It was like Pokemon if you were like too weird for that.
Yeah, if Pokemon wasn't cool enough for you.
Well, what it was is if your parents didn't like you and they didn't pay enough attention, and you asked enough attention, and then you asked for a Pokemon game for your birthday, and they were like, yeah, and then they got confused and got you a Digimon game instead.
Yeah.
That's what Digimon, and that's probably the entire market for Digimon at the time, was just, confused parents who aren't really paying much attention.
I might start doing that on the Times, just going through articles and making really obscure references to like things no one's seen in relation to current affairs.
No one in the Times is going to know about that.
Oh no. Arguing with boomers in the Times is one of my favourite pastimes. Every fucking climate change article, it's just a bunch of people being like, woke nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
I remember the summer of 1976.
Yeah. When it was really hot for a bit.
It was really hot for 2 weeks, and it's freezing now.
Yeah, and it's cold now in winter, so it's normal.
The concept of time is a source of confusion for these people.
Time being linear really doesn't make things any easier, does it?
Yeah.
Funny enough, it was the hottest day ever recorded in November last week.
Was it?
Now it's the coldest. It's fucking cold. So I'm sure the weather
it's very unstable.
Skits is completely normal.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that pretty much wraps us up.
Do you think? Yeah. I'm trying to see if I've got any more screenshots on my phone of annoying things.
That's how you know we've come to a good point in the podcast.
Yeah. How long have we been running for?
It's been exactly an hour. I think we're pretty good. I think it's been a good episode.
Exactly an hour. Very nice. Very nice. Well then, yeah. I guess we could. I guess we could call it a day on this one. Yeah. Any parting words of wisdom?
I think if you're going about your day during the next week and you do come across any dwarves, just think about God worshipping society and what we've told you. Watch out! They usually wear sort of helmets. They carry hammers around. They'll probably try and scurry away if you get close to them. You may see them around sort of banks, that kind of thing. I guess they're probably trying to study modern human society, but.
And to our Chinese listeners, I think we have got quite an audience in Beijing.
Massive.
Please, could you clarify how many legs your dragons have? Are they worms? Basically, just break it all down for us, because we are cryptozoologists.
Yeah.
And we're gathering information. We're kind of natural historians, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Supernatural historians even.
Exactly.
So please break it down for us. Let us know. It would mean everything to us. And then I guess all I have to say otherwise is please give us a like or a subscribe. Once again, if you don't, your mother will die in her sleep tonight. So yeah, you don't want that to happen.
And you know eventually it will happen. So you better drop a 5-star rating on Spotify, leave a comment. And see you next week.
Amen.
Amen.